Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the IESF 14 2022. This is the third welcome, right?
It's more than that.
More than that, for the World Esports Championship PUBG Mobile with Mildog and also.
And I'm Choo Choo. Welcome and make it the 10th time, guys. Why not? Okay, welcome back with us again to the 14th World Esports Championship brought to you by the World Esports IESF. No, we had a really interesting start of the day one here. We got Saudi Arabia hat-trick moment of chicken dinner. But the thing is, you're attracting way too much attention right now for Saudi Arabia.
Why is that?
Because they're getting too much chicken. So there's a lot of teams just have their aim towards their side. So they will be studied by these teams from other groups. And also when it comes to your back, you have that target behind your back when the teams are actually up there. You're the benchmark. Everybody wants to take you down.
Or it can be the opposite. People are scared for Saudi.
Do you think these people get scared easily?
No,
Honestly. You
no,
see how
no.
masculine they are back there.
No,
Honestly.
not in terms in real life. I mean, like when a team already got 3 winner chicken dinner, I myself see that team is so strong.
Do they look like scared to you?
No.
I mean, like, they can't even have the patience to go for the game. Just look behind us. And when they were shouting, when they're banging their hand towards the table, I'm scared. I'm the one who's scared.
Yeah, it's so loud, right?
It's so scary. They're just so passionate when it comes to PUBG Mobile. It's just the beauty of the game. You think you're winning, but you're actually losing. You think you're losing, but you're actually winning. So that's the beauty of PUBG Mobile, guys.
Yeah, things can be happen different from what you think about it. Like the best example I guess from the previous games that they already have a good place. Chicken dinner, I think, is for them because they already have the southern part of Sosnovka, but the zone hard shift to the main island again. So yeah, that's the amazing thing coming for PUBG Mobile. The art of Battle Royale is something like that.
Yeah, but I think Gary have to change his mindset as well. We talked about a lot when it comes to chicken dinner and dish.
Okay.
And feels like Saudi Arabia is opening a theme park of chicken land now. If they get more chickens.
Yeah.
It's just too much of chickens in a day. We're talking just less than 6 games. How many games they've played for Saudi Arabia right now? It's like 5.
5.
Out of 5, they got
no, four,
four
four.
games. Out of 4, they got 3.
Yeah.
Imagine if they finish off 6. Is it going to be 5?
I think they want to buff themselves, do the gym maybe, a lot of chickens for the protein.
Yeah. We need to hit the gym soon too. We need to hit the gym too.
Especially me.
But you know what? We don't want to waste any more time. Let's jump straight into our second match between Group A versus C of the round robin. Can we see somebody else get the chicken?
I hope so, because I don't want to see the total domination. I want to see a spurt points coming for each group, each team, I mean. But again, right now we are going to the second game for Group A versus C. Miramar, my favorite map.
Yeah, why is it your favorite now?
I'm a sniper.
So sniper must have favorite. Wait, you can't snipe in Erangel? There's so many. There's a lot of places you can snipe from Erangel
it
too.
actually can, but Miramar is wider than Erangel, even though same 8x8. But to use sniper in Miramar, I think it's what?
It's the satisfaction
more
of feels like,
satisfaction, yeah.
because so far it's 8x8 with almost 90% of land.
Yeah. Especially not only the sniper, you can use Winchester.
It's so rare for you people using
I have a
Winchester.
clip when I the montage about my gameplay with Winchester. It's so satisfying when you can knock player with Winchester.
So it's for your content.
Yeah. Every week.
It's inside jokes, guys. It's not a cast anymore. It's going to be a KOL one day. I promise you that. Well, we're having a flight path coming up from the northern side, downside, the south of Al-Azhar, down towards Los Higos. Now, there's only very few number of time we get to see Circle in Los Higos. I wish that happened, but it's never going to happen. But we might actually have a sort of an urban warfare here. We're having Los Leones, a big town. There's so many places, so much buildings and compounds everywhere. It's going to be a tough one if we ended up there.
Yeah. But I think this is a very good circle for the players because same goes to the plane flight path, I mean, so they are easily to go towards the place that they want. But, Maldives. I think this team is quite, special because they intend to meet players at the early stage of the game.
I mean, They are surprising. I mean, like
Surprising, yeah.
they are something unpredictable. If you ask me, we couldn't actually see sort of a pattern or something that would be organized by Maldives. But at the same time, when it needed help, when one of them needed help, they would actually go for it. But we do have a couple of players already drowned earlier. Pakistani was actually being aimed down by Guatemala.
See?
It's just. Okay, yeah, you win this round. You're supposed to play this game.
Winchester is amazing,
Can you just
right?
go and be the player
No,
right
no, no,
now?
no, 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 no. Winchester is amazing because it penetrates helmet level 1,
Oh, yeah.
level 2, even inflict a lot of damage. So I just say, dude.
Is it? Is
nope.
it? Then I have to ask: do people use it in the late game though?
No, I guess.
There you go. I
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
But hey, it's been a while. I actually see any player use AWM these days.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. I think because there are a lot of options and AWM is so limited in terms of ammunition. So yeah, let's see lah. If there's people.
Sometimes it just didn't drop right.
Yeah.
For the airdrop, it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
down to luck still.
Yeah, yeah. So when it comes to airdrop, also it's too risky, right?
Right, but at the same time, it depends.
Depends, okay.
If you are bold enough to actually go to its airdrop, you can actually use it as a shield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But how do you want? Like, it depends on the situation. If you're being charged by more than one team,
Yeah.
if it's two teams, I'm sorry. No matter how good you are,
Still.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, back to the game again. Saudi. Right now at San Martin, this is very central part. I think for the circle right now, not at the central part, but for Miramar itself, we can say San Martin, Hacienda at the central part, and San Martin for one team, I think it's more than enough. A lot of compounds, a lot of in Indonesia when I do the cast, I always say that Miramar have what specific compound to loot with, so you do not need to loot all the compounds, but specific compound. Like in San Martin, you can see the brick house. You can see the, we say that rumah garasi in bahasa. Yeah, the one that at the behind part of the San Martin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a warehouse.
Warehouse,
Yeah, the
yeah.
warehouse.
So that's only thing like compound like that. You do not need
No.
to all of the compounds.
I get it, but the point that I don't get is
What?
that when you're in Indonesia, right now you're not in Indonesia, bro.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I try, and you help me, right?
I mean, you are in Bali. It's still Indonesia. What do you mean when you're in Indonesia? You said that, but you're still in Indonesia right
I mean,
now.
like the competition is international, right?
No, I mean like the channel, maybe.
the channel, yeah. So that way, in Bahasa, and Cucu
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I agree regarding St. Martin. This is a very high vintage point. We can overlook everyone that's coming into the circle in that point, coming up from the north, a bit slightly towards the north, in the center of the map as well. Easy to rotate. So many loot. It's such a luxurious place, but the problem is, can you hold there? Because
Oh,
it will
yeah.
be more than one direction for the other team to squeeze into it.
Yeah.
It's always a problem.
Movement coming from water treatment, movement
True.
coming from mountain wave, or
Power grid.
yeah, power grid also. So I really agree with that. But again, I think San Martin will just be away towards the circle because it's on the edge of the circle, and mostly when it comes to the second and third, it's still squeezing up to the central, right?
I mean, like with a hot sheriff, you
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
me
yeah,
if
yeah,
it
yeah.
if it happens to be north all the way, is that going
It
to be any
still
hot?
can. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So we have to wait and see until
Yeah,
the circle always tells a story. But the thing is, San Martin will be a good place to gatekeep because it's at the edge of a circle.
Yeah, that's actually true, especially people or players coming from the north.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
that will be easy to be gatekeep. But I want to mention Azerbaijan. I think they intend to play at the center of the map because Erangel they play at Pochinki. Right now at Miramar they also play at Pecado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It feels like we've casted so many PUBG Mobile. We've seen so many games. But we're still not pro players. That's one thing for a fact.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at the
yeah.
same time, we don't know how hard it is to play center of a circle.
Yeah.
It's not just about your skills. It's about how well you work as a team. When it comes to individual skills, it's a different story. How well can you adapt solo-handedly to fight and gatekeep the entire team who's facing against you? There's very few teams and talents that can actually do that. I hate to break it, but one of it we do know in PMGC, Order, coming from Nova,
Oh, yeah.
can do that. It's so little players that can actually do it. Who
Yeah.
else can you think of on top of your head right now?
I think the Z can still do the same, and Nuzi especially.
It's a sad story.
Yeah, sad
It's
story.
a sad story.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, once upon a time, somebody who can actually do that, coming from Indonesian, Ryzen can actually do
Ryzen, yeah.
that. Ryzen can actually do
Yeah,
that.
but I totally agree with your opinion about the central part of the map. You really need your individual skills to build up a good team skills.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like Order, when we talk about Order, he's
a monster.
He's a monster.
He's not human.
But not only about the aim, but the positioning. Some unexpected positioning. We can call back to Gatka. He is moving outside of the compound, but it's like a ninja, you know.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, it's so hard to see those kind of players. I hope we can actually find those players today here. But at the same time, we might have another surprise for you. You know what? Do you know what? I think Doggy don't know
What's
what's
that?
our surprise. But I think that we have a bit of a surprise for you. We are waiting for you to come back to us because we miss you. Hey, welcome
Hello.
back. It's the party people here.
Party people again. So yeah, we hope all the players will have their
Issues.
play comfortably.
Yeah,
right?
issue solved.
Issue solved. And that's one thing. So yeah, we are going to see Miramar once again, I guess.
Hey, your favorite
After
map.
yeah, that's my favorite map, but to do cast twice, I guess.
At the same time, we might get a different circle entirely.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to be really tough, especially the players that actually got eliminated.
But I hope the circle will burden them. Because when a circle like that, they will be quite passive at the beginning because they
Yeah.
have the play for them to stay at that
It's
particular
too
circle.
centralized.
Too centralized, yeah.
But I do agree. I do love a bit of an Oasis sort of circle, something extreme like seagulls, where the players are being forced to move one
yeah,
direction only,
yeah.
so they will have to clash early.
Yep.
But the thing is, in this tournament right now, we didn't have to wait that long to have fights. It's always very early fights straight
But
from the
again,
start.
it's still day number 1.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit slow in day number
It's been
two.
a slow number 2,
Yeah.
but we hope it still happen like this way because we want to see action.
Yeah.
Even though action is in stalwart, but yeah.
Are we bringing all the BMGC teams here now? Come on. I mean, like, okay, not gonna discredit these teams that are actually playing it. We do have very high quality, very different tier player as well. But the thing is, the teams that are actually playing might be the next BMGC players because they didn't have a shot to actually show what they have. Maybe they have life commitment. Maybe they can't actually have a proper team before and suddenly they
Yeah.
have, but it's just a bit off timing with the Pro League.
And I think this is an improvement again back
Yeah.
to the publisher when they see the gameplay coming from region, maybe do not have any Pro League. This will be
yes.
a good decision for them to let's make the Pro League at their country.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Because it's like, oh, we didn't know they have so many good potential players and actually have a good wide coverage of PUBG Mobile in certain region. So this is a time to actually open up a different sort of expanding to a different contingent entirely. So we get more gameplay because every single contingent, every single region have very unique style of play.
Yeah, when it comes to the region, we can say different mindset. Even though same game, but how they treat their gameplay.
Even
and
the
again,
chicken tastes different.
Yeah, depending on the spice.
And depending on the spice, depending how they actually burn it, grill it, fry it, steam it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I feel hungry. We are actually very hungry and I think of chickens, right?
But I want to finish it first.
Okay.
Or
okay.
I will sleep if I eat right now.
Aww,
But
he's
sleep
like a 5-month-old baby. It's like he's gonna sleep with the moment he eats.
I think I have quite baby face, but
Yeah.
but with beard and mustache.
You've watched Baby Boss before.
Baby boss,
Yeah,
yes.
you're that. Okay, back about seriousness.
Okay.
Jokes aside. Now, I do want to see. We see a bit of promising plays coming up from Guatemala. They know where to stand and where to pick and what to do when they're being pressured in a certain corner. But they just couldn't fight back due to maybe too many teams just cramming in the same spot.
For the
We saw
late
like
game, yeah.
it was like what 4 to 5 teams in the same compound
Yep.
at the same time. So they've been having a lot of neighbors. But for the side of Saudi Arabia, they're very smart actually picking up their compounds. But you know what? I think I need to have a bit of a some breaks of my personal time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the second game for A versus C, we have a short break. So, Don't go anywhere. Still watching us. See you guys after the break.
All it takes is one dream. One dream that becomes a journey. To drive an ambition. Believing in yourself. Persevering challenges. Always focused on the dream. To grow aspirations. Having the will to keep going. Building a future with a legacy. Knowing dreams can come true. Over 11 years of growth. The spirit of entrepreneurship. Created possibilities. Realized new potentials. Innovate for the better. Expand horizons. To change lives. To connect new ideas. To explore new grounds. With the future in sight. Together.
Get Galaxy A33 5G. Galaxy A33 5G with awesome battery. Buy now. Get Galaxy A53 5G.
Why?
Because
Galaxy A53 5G with awesome smooth display. Buy now.
Selamat datang di sebuah pengalaman perjalanan baru Indonesia bersama InJourney. Terbang bersama kami untuk melihat pariwisata Indonesia. Sirkuit internasional, bentang alam, ragam atraksi budaya, produk lokal asli Indonesia, warisan budaya, keamanan dan kenyamanan. InJourney membawa keramahan Indonesia ke dunia.
Warga plus 62 emang banyak maunya. Dari drakoran sampai banjir air mata. Nonton action yang mantul. Sampai nonton tendangan cantik. Maksudnya ini. Mau nonton apapun, semua ada di video. Mulai dari yang bikin berbunga-bunga, keringet dingin, ketawa, sampai bikin gak ngedip. Jadi nonton apa sekarang?
Get Galaxy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the IESF 14 Bali 2022. Still with us, and Luke, and also.
Yep, it's gonna be choo-choo. We have no time anymore.
Yeah.
We just want to get back into Miramar right now, please. Because we saw how many snipers are there, since he loves snipers so much. So can we actually go to Miramar right now?
Let's go.
Let's
Without
go.
further ado, let's go to the second match. Miramar, let's go. Okay, finally, we arrived at Miramar with the different flight path.
It's never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be the same.
Right now, going from Puerto Paraíso, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Puerto Paraíso, going to El Pozo.
Oh, I love this flight path. It's so beautiful, splitting the map evenly into northern side and southern side. But question is always, we got a beautiful flight path. Yes, everybody can go wherever they fancy. Problem is, do they have to struggle to get into the circle?
Oh,
Because, yeah, they get to drop. But if suddenly the circle just one direction,
yeah,
then
let's see about the first circle then. Because that's the answer for the question, right?
But I don't want a slow game.
Oh, me too.
We don't want Los Leones, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But I don't want St. Martin because it's still centralizing. We rarely get Al-Azhar or El Pozo.
But let's see. So all the players already dropping down to their place. We can see the chant coming from the players.
I don't think that's a chant. I think they're shouting already.
Shouting, not chant.
I think they are fighting already.
Okay, let's see. Because still intact with 52 players and we haven't seen any information at the elimination fit. So Saudi, where are they going? Still to San Martin right now.
Oh, they have visitor as well. It's going to be 2 teams taking St. Martin, yeah.
Oh, the
It's gonna
red
be
team.
But if we're talking about Saudi, now
Okay.
we always see them fighting aggressively at the end. Can they take early fights though?
Let's see then. Senegal will be their opponents right now, but I think Saudi will have the benefit because they are going to the central part of San Martin, the compound with 4 stories building. So let's see, but Senegal, why they are so separate
Oh,
one
yeah.
by others? So this is not a good situation for them, I guess.
But at the same time, Senegal players actually dropped earlier than Saudi. So
Yep, yep,
definitely they saw this coming. They know exactly where they landed. So I think that's the reason why they're being separated quite thin there between the teams of Senegal. Because they want to just follow up, to just tail out the Saudi players, make sure they're being cornered. But the problem is right now the distance is just too big. We have 3 teams, not just 2.
Yeah, Guatemala, I guess, the other teams that are dropping down at San Martin. So this is not an ideal situation for all of the teams, even though this circle is still helping them. But again, to be too long at the same place, and there's a percentage, there's a possibility that the zone will not go toward the place, is actually not good for them.
It's not good for everybody at this point. It feels like a lose-lose game for all 3 teams, unless they want to just retreat, disengage, and get it another go at the different place inside time. But back to the side of Libya, spotted out one of the players of Sri Lanka, but the rest of the team are grouping up. We're looking at Rawi try to flash out the players of Sri Lankans there on top of Asendati Patron, if I'm not mistaken. Back to the side of Rawi with their rifles already prepared, but he couldn't actually follow his sister. He's really sneaky going out from the back line here. He got a different exit entirely. And Sri Lankans will regroup. And now they might actually have to wait for the side of Libya because they don't have enough men to follow up in case they have a full force coming in for the side of Sri Lanka.
Yeah, totally agree with that. But Libya is actually only 3 players, if I'm not mistaken, at this particular place. Even though, like that Zeus with SKS, with 8 times Cobb, what a good knockdown coming for the Sri Lanka. So right now, the condition is 4-on-3 situation. Even one of the players from Sri Lanka quite far. So only 2 players at this particular warehouse. Libya can do what they need to do, even though shot or one shot is in a very low HP. He still has bandages, so he use it right now. One of the players from Sri Lanka will it come, but the circle.
It's just really
It's
nice.
just really
circle.
nice,
It's
yeah.
beautiful circle for the players.
Yeah,
They can take their own sweet time, but not for us though.
Not for us.
We don't have to. But we still have enough action to start here. Back to the side of Libya, Rawi taking a bit of exchange of players, Sri Lanka, but they're not exchanging anything. They don't have any casualty at all on the side of Libya. That's a really good rush coming up from this side. Rawi just taking another one. What a nice bait coming up from Rawi. What a smart play there just now. On the side of Sri Lankans, they still struggle to keep the boat afloat. We're only left with only Hazen and Amari. And now there's not much going on for Amari. He's just cooking the net way too long. No gears. This not going to go so well for Libya.
Unfortunate situation for Sri Lanka. The other players so far, even he can't do the backup towards the players. Hazim just went out, and I think he really want to just secure the placement because Libya already knocked down 2 from the beginning. Then the other one can do the backup. So let's see later about the Sri Lanka team. But what I saw earlier, San Martin already did the fight because Saudi Arabia already knocked down one of the players. So San Martin, right now, we are back to Saudi and also Guatemala.
Yeah, I think that's
Djibouti,
oh,
Djibouti.
oh, back to Djibouti. And it's again, they're being rushed from behind. Saudi, they fought Senegal before and they lost one man for Senegal. They part ways. Senegal knows, okay, we don't want to fight Saudi. They're too strong and they're very having this very good momentum, very good waves coming in. But on the side of Saudi, they really want to flush out Djibouti. Coming up from all left, right, and center. Just going to flush them out straight into the warehouse. Russia coming up from behind, trying to make a just making a play. But it's not going to happen. Dami, on the other hand, just trying to find more victim on top of his crosshair. It's going to be a 3-time scope this time by Dami with that rifles with AKM in his hand for prestige. They're trying to find for more. They're so greedy and aggressive straight off the bat for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, this is like a big statement. San Martin is our home. You do not dare to, you can't to take it from us. So they will fight it. They will commit to the other teams. And I think Saudi really know how to handle San Martin well, because the split coming from them towards that particular place, they can do 2 spurt angle and can destroy the players coming from Djibouti. And I think Djibouti only have 1 more player, but I do not see at the minimum. So I think quite far from San Martin itself.
Yeah, Djibouti and Sri Lanka seems like sharing the same boat here with 1 player left surviving. But I expected no lesser from the players of R8, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have these expectations. But for them to actually ace in all the maps entire day, you talk about Mirama, they're doing so great in Mirama. But we have to remember about the Sunhawk Erangel earlier. So they are non-stop taking all the maps in their hands. And they are going in for more. Look at how SK-Ton just moved into the map. How he rotates. He doesn't have a candle.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a candle.
But he still can manage to do a good rotation, good positioning. Again, back to my first statement, where it comes to game like this, when it comes to this level, their mechanic already same, but for the movement, for the positioning, it's actually more important that, small things like aim and kind like that.
Everybody can aim.
Yeah.
But to have the cerebral PUBG at its best, your mindset have to be genius and have to be really bold.
Yeah.
That courage to actually fight the teams that you never fought before. That's really a hard thing to do, but they just do it. They make it look so easy on the side of Saudi team. Back to the side of Pakistan, they've managed to take on Azerbaijan teams, but the thing is, Azerbaijan, will they fight back? They got 1 knock and finish off execution straight away. It's going to be 1 point coming up from the side of Azerbaijan. Have to donate that 1 point to it as the other side. But Djibouti having a bit of a problem. They're only left with 1 man. I'm not sure about their utilities. They even tank into the blue zone.
Yeah, that's actually a big problem, especially it's still early stage of the game with only 1 man, 1 last man standing, especially still outside of the circle. I think he need to do what he already stated before. Do the bold movement, go to the central, hope for the best. Because when you want to find 4 players, I think it's close to impossible, right?
Just pray.
Just pray.
Just hide and pray.
Yeah. That's actually a good part.
I mean, like, at this point, if you're alone, there's so many teams still alive. If we're talking about 13 teams, yeah, we don't have 16. It's a bit rare, it's a bit odd, it's a bit unique, but that's what's unique about this tournament. Back to the circle, we might actually having a graveyard or even Labadita. So always Labadita circle sometimes is just so annoying to get into the crate. Feels like it might be a graveyard in the center, Labadita just on the southern part of it. But we do have Pakistan team on top of Power Grid, sharing the Picardo with another team instead. And they want to take the fights here. It feels like they already... I'm surprised how they don't want to go for loot at this point. They don't have that much smokes and grenade, but some of them do have in terms of Brunei. Don't they want to move to a different place before camping out?
Yeah. But back to Pakistan, what I see today, Pakistan is actually a very predicted team. They are intent to go to the center of the circle, but the problem for them is the way they handle to defend their place. Because when you are already at the central part of the map, a lot of teams possibly around you, right?
Yeah, that's why I question, why are they getting into the center if they don't have enough? You want to have as much smokes as possible if you want to play center of the map. Smoke is... I'm fine you don't have hand grenade enough, but smokes is just so dire that it might change the life and death situation for the entire team.
Yeah, totally agree with that. I mean, smoke is not only for blinding the vision from the enemy, it can make the path for your teammate maybe if you want to cross or across the path, do the repositioning.
Even rushing in with
Yeah,
smokes.
yeah, even rushing in. So hand grenade is a thing. It can knock players down, but when you are boldly moving without any obstacle, without any cover, it's easy for the enemy to shoot you down.
Especially if you're
Yeah.
being covered by more than one team.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah.
the best timing is going to be using smoke. But back to the start of Senegal now. I heard the Senegal players actually discuss they're having a bit of a. I'm not blaming them. It's like really a hard reality in the face, punching you straight towards your teeth when they're having a tough game for Senegal teams. They're just having a bit of a problem to adapt. But I'm not surprised if they are getting better and even on the day second already. Because all they need is just a bit more time. Back towards the teams that's been shooting. The Pakistan team, well, we did mention about not having enough smokes and whatsoever. They don't even have smokes on Varsity, definitely. They have 2 hand grenades, but they don't care.
They don't care about it because I think what Pakistan want right now is they have the high ground. They just want to press any teams that near them because they already have mini, they already have a good scope. So let's see if it will work or not because Pakistan teams are intent to split quite widely at the high ground of Pekado. So let's see later. But from the elimination feed, you can see a fight commencing again from Jordan and also Maldives.
Yep, it feels like just a knockdown.
near
It's just
LL.
one execution and one knockdown for Asawi. I love this team's discussion. They really had a really serious discussion before they
Really?
start the game just now. Yeah, they've been really analyzing all the teams when we playing, when we were watching about A versus B before. Back to the side of Leif, he tried to just loot up whatever he can, build up his gears whenever they just have the space. On Gaga's side, he got himself a mini 14, scoping it up towards the side of Maldives. Definitely tried to spot out the last player here. I think that's the last player, possibly. Nope, they have one more player. It's going to be Marv just flying over the other side. Just going to drive away. Just driving into the sunset.
Yeah, just driving to the sunset, just driving to the sunset of Los Leones, I guess. So before, we can see that Los Leones contender is none when it comes to A versus B, but right now, 2 teams right there and quite well to moving around, but we are moving into the third circle. It is around the Hacienda del Patron area, which consists a lot of open field, Chuchu.
Not just that, whoever gets St. Martin Mountains, now that's huge.
Yeah.
You can farm so much by just staying there, but look at one shot. I think it's more than one shot. It feels like 100 shot right now. He might change IGN later. But I don't know what. He didn't clip anything. Nothing seems to connect. Valiant effort, but for the side of for the side of, I think it was Azerbaijan just now who's trying to get into it. Yeah, Azerbaijan managed to still secure the compound for themselves, but I'm not sure if they want to stay there. It's a bit risky move for them to actually just stay there since they're being aggressively poured down with bullets by the side of Libya
Yeah,
teams.
but I think it's better position so far because there are so many compounds around this particular circle.
True.
So what Azerbaijan did, not only they occupied the compound, but I really like they secured their vehicle, so it can't be shot easily. But again, Libya, I think, quite aggressive this time, still shooting towards Azerbaijan. And before we can saw one of the players from Azerbaijan just knocked down. And Libya, is this a very bold movement going to Azerbaijan? Yes,
Oh,
they
they're gonna
won the
rush
fight.
for it.
Yeah.
But good thing is they still have a distance. They managed to pick him up in the nick of time and got a couple of smokes to work. We're now cooking up the nade. Basi will actually pick up the UMP and almost got knocked down entirely with that nade just now. He managed to survive in the last tick of health. Slither of it remains. Just gonna heal up and reset. But the side of Azerbaijan, they will fight back and buck the Pakistan teams. Where's that shot coming up from just now with M16?
To play outside of the compound at the third circle is so risky, especially a lot of high ground around, like you already mentioned before, the high ground of San Martin, near with the Pecado area. So Libya, even though they already knocked down one of the players from Azerbaijan, it's not that easy, but they pull it out again. Still 4-on-2 situation. I think this is the moment if Libya want to fight. This is the moment. Even right now is the greatest one because no revive towards the player. So this is surprise attack with a hip fire. Knockdown. No, this is a very good defense coming from Team Azerbaijan.
I have to say that was really instinct all the way coming up from Azerbaijan. They were so close of losing the entire team at happening right now, down to only 2 players. Coming up from Libya, they had the pen being pulled over. They know exactly what he's doing. They just managed to dodge it away in the last minute. Yeah, Barty managed to just reset himself in the corner, but Azerbaijan, they don't care. They got 2 players, a new player. They're still gonna go for the fight. Getting on GT boys, taking on Barty, coming up from Libya. They're losing moment that they anticipated. This is not what they expected to be, but 2 players remain on the side of Azerbaijan.
Yep. 2 players, but the defense so well with the nade, with the timing, going down with the UMP for with the hip fire. Goes prime, really in a prime condition right now. But again, still, if the knockdown can't be an elimination, it still can be revived by the player. Even Azerbaijan, finally, it's spotted by the player from Libya. 1 shot, 1 elimination, I guess.
Just now we saw 100 of shots.
Yeah.
We're not gonna oversee that. But still, 1 shot is not happy about this. They want to finish these things over. They need to wrap things up because we might have another team coming in. It's gonna be Saudi this time. But look at Bossy trying to take down GG Boys, but he returned a favor, giving a bit of utilities. Pressure on left, right, center towards the side of Azerbaijan. Remain with 1 more player left. GG boys, is it a GG or can he survive? He got 1 shot on the ground, but that's it. On the side of Azerbaijan, they have to stay and rest it down at 11th place. But Saudi just realized Libyans is there. So for the side of Libya, they cannot be safe at all. We have the high grounds on Saudi just now, hovering their crosshair towards his side.
But again, Saudi, I guess, moving really fast. This is what I talked with Don earlier. Saudi, not waiting for the momentum. They made the momentum. Right now, even though they know the fight still commencing between Libya and also Azerbaijan before, but they do not want to join the fight. They go towards the circle. Right now, Saudi already occupying this particular place near the Hacienda del Patron, and they already at the center of the circle.
But if you talked about Saudi's position here, that's really bold how separated they are. It's like only 1 player to back up the entry fragger prestige in the front line. The other 3 is quite too far off. It's going to be SK Tanya and also 07 too far. The only person that can actually save Prasin in this position is going to be just Dami.
Yep.
But Dami just cooking up the nade. I'm not sure if he can actually land on towards the side of Sparma, but definitely one of the players of Senegal already knocked down. From behind, we have Libya players coming in. Brunei start to move towards the side of Guatemala, but the problem here is the Saudi, can they flush out the entire team of Senegal?
But I think this is
Wait,
how...
Egypt players?
Egypt, yeah. Egypt? What?
Oh, it's the different angle entirely.
Different angle, yeah. But Saudi, again, this is what I want to talk about. When you already have a huge point gap, you can play freely. And to control a lot of position when it comes to the 5th circle, 6th circle is really good thing for Saudi. But we are going to Pakistan right now. A fight commencing. One of the players from Azerbaijan already being knocked down again. Pakistan, this is what Chuchu mentioned earlier. The high ground from San Martin is a really good situation, really good position. You can farm elimination, I guess, if they can defend themselves pretty well. So.
But at the same time, those on the lower grounds are taking advantage with the distance between them. Libya teams, even though they have 1 shot and Zeus remain, but they try to play as safe as possible and letting Pakistan team to actually be the one that start to fire against a team that passing by, who's trying to rotate themselves into the center of a circle, which is going to be the Brunei Darussalam team. Now, Bruneians, they are so confident about the position and their skills and also their shots when it comes to the individual potential. They just place themselves on 4 different angles, but the circle happened to hard shift towards the right side entirely.
But I don't really like how fast a reaction coming from Brunei. The circle just shifting and they are ready with the vehicle because they need to go inside the circle. If they are late enough, this is very hard because the circle intends to be the open field, and look at that, the Saudi teams, even though one of the players being knocked down by the trade, still can be happen. Right now, I think the team with a lot of benefit is from team... What's the country is that? Is it Ghana? Ghana, I guess. Ghana is still here, right?
Yeah, Ghana
still have 4 players, and also southern part of the circle and Campos.
I mean, like, for Ghana, I wouldn't worry that much because they've been very quiet and just witnessing as a third party, just bystanders. The one you should worry about with 4 men here right now is going to be the Bruneians. They have full force there with most eliminations, one of the top there. But Libya, yeah, they do have 6, but it's just really against the with only 2 players remaining. Back to the side of Bruneians. They start to fight. This is where the Titans fighting each other here. Saudi versus Bruneians again. They want to take over number 1 spot for Bruneians. They want to show a statement here. But the Pakistan team overlooked them on the high ground. They got themselves a vintage point. But can the Bruneians play around this really tricky sort of a terrain in Miramar right now?
I think Brunei play really slow but sure. They really want to wipe out all the enemies at the edge of the circle. They don't want to get backstep, so they play quite well so far. But it's not that easy because Senegal already waiting, Libya with a bold movement already inside the circle, and also Pakistan. Brunei still at the edge of the circle, so let's see right now the bait coming from the buggy. So push towards the compound, but the Senegal only with 2 players. I think they do not want to play quite aggressive, but Brunei, even the 1 player goes straight forward, the other from behind still shooting, and this is a really good bot system coming from Brunei Darussalam.
It's not even, they're not even exchanging or trading at all, if you ask me. It's just Brunei, but it's kind of a trade where I can actually get your idea about the exchanging here, because they are jeopardizing the position, but Floyd couldn't do it. They're quite separated, they fan out, they got wide angle to work with from the Brunei Darussalam team. Just don't have time to reset, because we have Saudi Arabia team now pushing forward to this side as well. PSL tried to spot out one of the players, but they do have Libya team eyeing out. It's going to be Zeus. Even though they got 2 players, they're really giving enough pressure to the side of the Brunei Darussalam team that actually they have to corner themselves in the warehouse.
Yeah. Let's see later, because 3 players already at the warehouse, but I think the best investment right now for Brunei is the player Sheiko, if I'm not mistaken, from far behind, because he can control the situation. If Brunei do the fight with the other team, Sheiko is the player who are not expected, but Sheiko being taken down Libya. See, 1 player from behind. They really understand how they really need to play. They took down 1 player from far because he's the support. So that way Libya right now have another elimination, but the zone number 5 towards 6, I guess, shifting towards again to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's really tough to predict that one, but definitely got themselves the compound, the circle, everything they need is under the condition here. Back to the side of Ghana. They got 4 men well alive. They only got 1 elimination. Just being very extra careful. They just want to play for position ranks right now. But back towards the overall rank is not going to be enough, because you look at the number 1, number 2 spot for this match only. They got themselves quite a high volume of eliminations here. Mufasa and the rest of the team want to get into the circle, but problem is it's super crowded with 6 teams. Still half of the team still alive here. And Saudi start to pin down the side of Bruneians here.
Yeah, but back to Ghana, this is what the problem about doing the camp all the way towards the late game. I really want to see, is Ghana can still fight for the late game, because they do not shoot, they do not moving around the game, so the muscle memory, let's see later, but the Brunei Darussalam, one of the players just jumped down from the vehicle and still got the place back. Prestige, what a good positioning. This is the special thing coming from Saudi. They are not gathering in one place, but they are spreading around, and Brunei Darussalam strong at the mid to the late game, but eliminated at the 6th position.
I have to say, Saudi Arabia really know this map. I like the back of their hand. They know exactly where to look at the vintage point. That's paramount to see in that sort of condition. Back to the side of 07 and Prestige and also SK Time. They just use the roof to just nitpicking every single team. They're just too busy fighting the other teams out there. Nobody giving enough attention to a side of Saudi Arabian team. They can just dominate this map. I'm not surprised if they get themselves another chicken in the back.
If they got another chicken dinner, there will be 4, and I think it's so hard to catch up, because the nearest contender coming for Saudi is Brunei. Even Brunei can't go to the top 3 at this game, and Saudi still alive.
It's like nowhere near, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just such a huge gap of difference of playstyle between these teams. Back to the side of Ghana, they're being very careful, a bit shy to the side of Maldives, but they spotted out Toxin. It's going to be Shy Boy. He's very shy, cooking up the nade, passing around. I'm not sure if Toxin realized he's been scouted by the side of Ghana, but Maldives definitely don't have enough men to just last long enough. Saudi, on the other hand, still run and gun and hunting down all the other teams down there. Down to 5 teams, but Saudi 3 players feels like they have 10 on their side.
Yeah, even though 3, but the power is like 10. I think 12. It's
Make
like
it more, 20.
it's like a 3 teams because they have their own position. They can gatekeep not only one team but all the teams they want to go towards their place. Libya is really in a bad situation, but Ghana right now do the fight with Team Pakistan. Hip fire with the UMP and another knockdown. The last man standing from Pakistan, which is Vane, spotted. Spam already know. Shoot again towards the player, but the prawn shot is actually really, really good towards the player from Ghana itself. So this is what I talk about. Ghana is just camping around when it comes to muscle memory, stronger for Team Pakistan. But Ghana, look at that. 3 of their players being taken down, even wiped out. This is my concern for the team who doesn't fight, who doesn't move around all the way in the game.
I agree. Ghana, they really need to think about how to actually gain more efficiency when it comes to gaining terminations and execution of point except for just position, because they do have very good insight when it comes to the circle, but they don't have confidence enough to actually try to flush out. Back to Saudi, it's a different story entirely. I feel like there's going to be 4 chickens in a row. Possibly, I don't want to jinx it, but Pakistan have 1 more player. Libya, I'm surprised how long they've lasted. After so many wars in the early match before, and so many fights in between, with the Scar L, Saudi 07 trying to actually go back towards Libya, it's going to give a lot of pressure. Here's the problem for the Libya team. Now, I think they might just get another chicken here.
Yeah, this will be a very 100% sure, I guess, for Saudi. 3 versus 1. This will be another chicken dinner. No smoke, no net. Zeus will be the last man standing spotted. Another winner. Chicken dinner for Saudi Arabia for chicken of the day, Chuchu. Holy.
So, I think this is a very gigantic chicken.
Yep.
Because it's keep on growing.
Is this not only chicken? Is this turkey?
I mean, like, I don't know, it's mega chicken.
Mega chicken. Okay.
Mega chicken.
Mega chicken. 4 games. I think it's safe to say Saudi doesn't need to play tomorrow.
Where are the players, though? I mean, like, can we see their reaction for a bit? I mean, they're so chill.
Yeah, they're
It's
so
like,
chill.
they're just like, another chicken.
Another chicken.
Just a casual chicken.
I think the hype already down from the third.
And like,
the fourth.
they feel like, you know, when you win too much,
Yeah.
and you feel like it's just another day of normal winning chicken.
Another day, another good day for me, right? For
Is
Saudi
it good?
itself.
I think it's not that bad. I think they want to break. Now their aim might be getting double-digit elimination.
I think double digit the last time.
And
It's
they get-
already 75. Now with adding more 2 games, I think they already had the double digit
Per match.
per match.
Maybe they try to get, I'm like, we do have,
They did actually. 75 divided by 3 is 25.
why do you have to add things up? I mean, if we're talking about per match, maybe like 15 elimination per match. But we don't have enough players for that, do we?
Yeah.
If only we have 16 teams, it's a different story, right?
But it's limited for the players. But we'll see the highlight, what happened at the second Miramar of the day. So check this out.
What happens? Saudi happens.
Saudi happened. Saudi dominates.
What happens against Saudi happens.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about Saudi Arabia is like, I noticed their movement. There's nothing particular about their gameplay that they, you know, very strategic. We have to play the set. No, they move according towards the sound of the gunshots.
Okay.
That's their compass. So they want to be the third party, just butting into somebody else's business, take it into their hand, and keep on rolling and bulldozing all the other teams down there.
But I think that situation happened from the mid to the late game because we saw earlier when Azerbaijan fight with Libya.
No, earlier before
No?
they were sharing with Senegal.
Oh yeah, but that's actually already at the 4th circle, right?
No, it was the third circle.
The first.
Saudi and Senegal just next to it. They managed to get one.
Oh, the San Martin one.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then they got one elimination. Senegal backed out. The moment Senegal backed out, because of their gunshots earlier, another team being baited towards that place, and Saudi is like, yeah, I got new fish coming in. Yeah,
new fish coming in, and even the bait is so good for with the buggy, and also one is going from
Yeah.
the right side. Yeah, but I really like the momentum made by Saudi Arabia. I mean, even though Chucha was right for the battle, they hear the gunshot, they calculate how to fight with the other team. But when it comes to the mid to the late game, they intend to not do unworthy fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do something that's waste of time. Everything is
Yeah.
so efficient. It's like if we get, I like how they actually think about things. Like, and this is a very good point to point out. It's like if we get into war, we have to get something out of it.
Yep.
We get into a fight, we don't waste our resources, we don't waste our ammunition. We make sure we got something. But is it the same? I feel like we're talking about same stats. Does it matter much? Because 46 is the same number as before.
Yeah, because the total elimination will be still like that. But
Oh yeah, I forgot the teams is only.
it's only 13.
forgot.
13, yeah, 13 because Group A is playing.
I
But
forgot about.
but Daku, 392 meters longest distance elimination is quite long for an elimination because after 400 meters it will be not rendering. So that's good for him. But the throw use, I don't know why it reduced every single game.
Sorry, which one?
The throw use.
I think it's like because I have a feeling right now, a lot of players and a lot of teams are forcing the fight way too early on without building their loot first.
Okay.
You know, the usual PUBG, the standard PUBG Mobile we saw in the pro scene is going to be like, you know, you drop, you fly the airplane, and then you drop, you build up your loot, you try to survive, and you fight.
Yeah.
But in this case, like, we drop, we get whatever we want, we fight, we don't care, we survive.
Yeah, especially there are some of the teams that met at the drop spot, right? So it reduced the player, reduced the utility use. So yeah, for the throw use is reduced every single game. But right now,
Wow.
yeah, Saudi doesn't move a lot because San Martin is near for the
Oh,
late
yeah.
game. Yeah,
But for the side of Libya, I really want to give them a lot of compliment here because they really had a tough start. They got so many teams to fight against before, and they only got 2 players, but still managed to hold their fort and defend until the last minute here, until only 2 players survived. They got top 2 with only 2 players for like what, 3 circles.
3 circles. Yeah, when it comes to Libya, they lost 2 of the players when they pushed towards the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 players left. They play really sneaky, I guess. They know the terrain near the Hacienda del Patron is not all flat, so they defend themselves there. They still have the vehicle, and I think it's quite bold because they can escape from the big fight coming for the 5th circle, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
So that way they can defend themselves pretty well.
That's true. But if you notice, all the top teams right now, so far, except for Brunei, it seems like they start to lose their momentum, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did mention this earlier. So they always start of debut really strong, but when it comes to long marathon or long fights and long days, we're talking about the Middle East and Africa country really strong here.
Yeah, that's actually true. Like Nigma Galaxy, we saw from the previous year, I guess. Yeah, even not playing. Yeah,
they're not playing
that's
today.
just the example. I mean, like.
Imagine if they're playing.
Oof,
At least R8, which are going to be Saudi players, have a bit of a contender there.
contender. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is a 3 days gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Even though the first day they are not too good with their gameplay, they still can do a lot of brainstorm tonight
Oh,
from
really?
the drop spot. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to remind you.
What's that?
Look at the gap of point.
No, I mean for the top 11 first, because the,
yeah, that's a
because
good
the,
point.
because the prize pool will be what
The grand final is going to start off with 0 again, right?
only grand final, yeah. So that way,
Yeah.
I think even though Saudi already dominating, but like you mentioned earlier, it doesn't determine anything
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far, yeah.
It's too early because we still have the invited team. We never see any of the invited team performance yet.
Yeah.
So we talked about 1 million, the entire team of also Fireflux, everybody who
Fireflux.
actually watched Fireflux last minute entrance of the grand finals at PMGC. That was one of the best moments ever.
Yeah.
And also, there's the invited team, which is going to be Unicorn / Pegasus, which will be coup d'etat.
Flying Horse,
Flying Horse, there you go. And we also have coming up from the Kazakhstan team,
Titan.
Gaming, all the best teams out there. So, how will Saudi Arabia fare when it comes to this tier level of play?
I mean, they have the experience, even though not all the players, but with gameplay like that, I think it can compete, right?
But at the same time, you know what? They know each other. They compete in the same region anyway for their qualifiers. So I'm like, does it really matter now who wins?
We'll see. We'll see because we still have 1 game
For-
if Saudi
Yeah, for Saudi.
Yeah, if Saudi,
Oh, I feel like they're gonna push really hard this time.
if Saudi win another game,
You know what? Oh, the other team don't have to play lah.
I
Just
think
let-
I think Saudi doesn't need to play the next day.
I agree, but right now we need to have a break first before we're heading into our last group of round robin. But I think that's it, Doggy. You're gonna have a great rest after this, but one more match to go.
One more match,
You're gonna
sum
go
up.
with Saudi for the last one.
Okay.
So we're gonna go for a break for a bit. Don't go anywhere. See you guys in a couple of minutes.
See you.